like this.
Hello, welcome to Live at the Conference Table with Hayden and Greg. Greg and Hayden. So, we're talking about rain and fire today. Fire and rain.
Yeah.
Fire and ice.
No.
Are you fire or ice? She's fire today because she has the red on.
Yeah,
I'm
even
ice.
my red glasses.
I'm ice man. Man, you know, with the wildfires that have been burning in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, and we got to be very sensitive because there are people who died from this. You know, there's a death toll, especially in the wildfires in Tennessee. That was 10, 11 people.
Yeah, I've still been waiting to find out what happened to the aquarium up at.
Which aquarium?
This is
There's an aquarium up near Dollywood in the mountains, and there was a lot of concern that that was going to be affected, and I haven't been able to find out anything.
Now here's the other one from the same hotel. This one getting a lot of attention right now on social media. Adam Palmino sending us this reported video.
Oh, wow.
He is the
That was from a hotel in Gatlinburg.
Look at the flames just on the other side of those doors there.
Yeah, that shows
a few
on
hours ago.
What is he still doing in the hotel?
You'll be able
Not
to see,
just
look
him,
at
it
how
looks
much
like a...
smoke is inside that hotel. And you know that they're keeping all their windows and doors closed, but you still have all of that smoke that has gotten inside. Here's another reported video from Gatlinburg. This is along a Reagan Drive. Look at how the lines of fire just ripple up the mountainside there at different heights. This is about 3 hours ago. Kelly Oglewolf was showing us the flames here as she was evacuating, saying it was an extremely scary situation as she left Gatlinburg, and no doubt about that. We've got a reported photo here from Nick McKinney. He's showing us the flames in downtown Gatlinburg. Actually, this is a video here. So, this is the one we're talking about. The blue lights you see there, that is the Space Needle, and you see the fire there as it creeps up the mountain on the backside of the Space Needle. Vicki Cowden, one of many evacuees forced to leave the Gatlinburg area. This is the video that she sent us here, showing us, take a look at how close the fire...
To the road, my gosh.
Yeah, look how close it is to the road there.
We had another evacuee tell us on the phone earlier tonight that when she was evacuating, she went through the fire like this, the roadways, and said that she could feel the heat radiating from the side of that mountain and from down along the road. Vicki saying a very scary situation here for her family and, of course, for all the other families seeing the fire that close to the road and then, of course, up along the mountain.
I'll tell you something I learned about.
What?
If you have to go through an area like that where there is a fire close by, turn on your recirculation.
Recycle. The recirculate.
The recirculate air. Turn on your air conditioner and roll up your windows and just
live off the air inside your car.
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep rolling.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I guess it's a judgment call depending on whether you're heading toward the fire or away from it. But
man, how do you? I mean, luckily there was some relief and some rain that came recently to give that area some relief. But still, we've got a huge rain deficit, don't we, Hayden?
Yes, and I tried to find out what the number was, but I couldn't. But they did say that some of the areas, the fire was contained just to the leaves and the ground cover, and it didn't get into the trees and the houses. And then other places, there were these enormous blazes like they were showing there that were destroying property.
Right.
And so if anybody hears about whether or not the aquarium survived up around, what's Dollywood?
Hayden wants to know if the Dollywood Aquarium survived.
I don't know what that
Do you like that
is.
aquarium?
I don't. I like animals.
Yeah.
And zoos and I was concerned about.
Just concerned about the fish.
Yeah. They said if the power didn't go off, they would be okay. But I don't know if the fire could have done any damage.
Right.
Just don't know.
Man, scary times. But nature happens. Sometimes things happen that are beyond our control, and we don't know when the rain's going to come. And that's the topic of our show today. Just a short show today, talking about rain, fire and ice. Fire and rain. When are the disasters going to come? When are the disasters going to come in our life? How could we have prevented that wildfire? How could somebody with a house in that area have prevented that wildfire?
Well, the obvious would be fire extinguishers and hoses and wetting your home in the ground, but it just depends on where it is. If the wind's blowing, there's so many factors. I'm not an authority. This is just logic telling me.
I have my thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
It's an act of God. It just happens. It's nature.
Well, in this
These
case,
things
they
have
were
happened.
suspecting arson.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
guess-
right. Well, if it
So
was
we don't
arson.
wanna- yeah.
They don't know.
No,
They don't.
they,
Yeah. Do they know?
but I'm hearing a lot of inferences
Yeah.
that, in fact, I think Facebook, don't trust it, go test better sources, but it was on
We're on
Facebook that they
Facebook.
had, right, but
We're
I'm
on
talking
Facebook.
about when you get information like I'm giving you now. I saw on Facebook,
Yeah.
that someone gave to them that they had arrested a couple of
People for
people for arson.
Yeah. Regardless, though, the ground's so dry that a lightning strike or anything could have caused
Campers,
it.
cigarette butts.
Yeah, something. So I mean,
hunters.
the point is, wildfires like this have happened before man came along, and it just happened for thousands of years. Sometimes it clears out the forest. Sometimes all the underbrush. I mean,
It does
to
revitalize the forest.
yeah, it does. It does. But the point is, I just don't think there's a lot of. Sometimes you can't escape the inevitable, which is if you're in the path of that big raging fire, then it's going to happen. Your house is gone. You can have insurance on your house.
Hopefully.
Those are my thoughts. Is you could have house insurance,
Yeah.
homeowner's insurance that cover you. That would be smart.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Can I give this statistic which
Sure.
shocked the heck out of me before
Sure.
we talk about prevention?
Right.
Last year, there were 1,345,000 fires in the United States. 3,280 human deaths resulted from that, and the total amount of damage incurred was $14.3 billion. So, I mean,
So the fires are going to be there.
that's right. Somewhere
It's not
along the
uncommon.
way.
It's really not uncommon. It's very common to have fires. 1,000, how many fires?
1,345,000.
1,345,000
Yeah,
fires.
did I say it wrong?
Maybe not on that large of a scale, but I mean, I know when I was in the
Some of these
Navy.
may be kitchen fires. I
When
don't know.
I was in the Navy and I lived out west, there were, lived in San Diego. There were wildfires all the time. It was just a common occurrence.
Yeah, you hear about
in that area.
those.
So the things happen. What you can do is to insure yourself to make sure that if life happens to you, that if nature happens to you, that you can protect your property. You can get your money back out of it.
Right.
That's what you hope. So how can I'm an elder law attorney. You work with me all the time with seniors
I do.
and their families. Tragedy is going to strike sometimes. Health is going to happen.
Would you say tragedies, well, if you consider death a tragedy, which I do, I think it's very sad to some.
Yeah.
In every family, it's inevitable.
Right.
That's why there's so many people have wills and
Right.
documents of deed.
I wasn't really
Serious
thinking
illness.
about death. Although that's a progression.
Serious illness was something
Sure.
that I was discussing.
Yeah, I mean, just according to a United States Department of Health and Human Services report, around 70% of seniors, people over 65, are going to need some type of long-term care, either in-home assisted living or nursing home care. Those are tragic statistics. What if I told you there was a 70% chance your house was going to burn down? What would you do?
Build a concrete one if I had to prepare. Just kidding, of course.
So
I would certainly
you
have
try to prepare?
I do have.
Would you try to prepare?
Absolutely.
Those are pretty bad odds, aren't they? But that's the reality. And really, it's because we have health care that allows for people to stay alive longer with more severe illnesses, right? So you got to try to plan ahead, or you should try to plan ahead, and get insurance on your house if you know there's a 70% chance that it's going to be burned down.
Or
by
nursing
wildfires.
home insurance if you're afraid you'll be in that 70%.
Yeah, sure. You could get long-term care insurance. That's right. We work with insurance providers that work with seniors that do a great job providing insurance services. We talk about a lot of this in Saving the Farm, don't we?
Yes, there are a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
And you do an interview with a provider in there?
We do. We talk about long-term care insurance in here, and we talk about other strategic legal ways to plan, which I call insurance as well. You're just planning and building that concrete wall around your house to protect your home. A ladybird deed is a perfect example.
Yeah.
And that protects the home like that, passes it to loved ones, takes it off the table for long-term care or tragic health care planning. That's a no-brainer. General durable powers of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will, those foundational documents: general durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will. That says, you know, when the fire comes, you're going to have somebody that can take over and run the show as far as doing personal business or healthcare decisions that need to be made quickly. You think you need to make decisions quickly when you're trying to protect the house or something like that?
Get the things out of it that you need.
You need you need to appoint a fireman, right? Because you're getting out of there. You want to appoint some firemen to come in, put out the fires, right? You know, keep the house safe. So that's the same thing with a general durable power of attorney and healthcare power of attorney. Appoint appropriate firemen in your life who can come in and put out those fires for you when you're not in a position to fight that fire, when you're under the weather. When I have a cold or I got the flu, you know, I don't like to get sick much, and I try to work when I'm sick most of the time, but sometimes there just comes a point where I just want to lay in bed for the day for 24 hours. And I don't feel like paying the bills or making any decisions at all. I'm just worried about sleeping, really, you know, sometimes. So I think, you know, there are appropriate things you can do to help avoid the fires in your life, or to help deal, more appropriately, to help deal with the fires when they come. So it's like pre-rain, right?
I don't think you can assume that there's not going to be a fire. You can't assume that you're going to outlive
You might
your
be
need
one of the
for
30%.
healthcare.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So there are things you can put in place to help that.
Well, it even goes back so far as renters, not just homeowners. You know, and insurance and people who really don't expect to have fires, but just need it. Need to protect yourself.
Yeah, you know, do you want your money and property to stay in your family? What do you want to do with it? What are your goals? Do you want to use trust to help care for grandchildren, send them to college? What are your goals? So you want to sit down and determine with a professional. We'd be glad to do that. We do that on a regular basis, don't we? You can call Hayden, call me and Hayden, and we'll set you up with an appointment to come in. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We do it every day.
Yeah, and just do an evaluation and say, hey, let's check it out. Let's see where the fires are and how we can put them out.
Our main office is in Shelby. You can reach us on. You can find our number on Facebook.
I'll give it to you right now. 704-259-7040. Give us a call. 704-259-7040.
And our area is from Charlotte to Asheville, and north and south of there in North Carolina. And if you happen to need an attorney in South Carolina, we have an associate there or someone that we work with. And
we work with attorneys in every state in the United States. I'm in a network of attorneys called Elder Council, and that gives me a great number of resources in every state. And we work with, we've got our man in South Carolina, we've got our woman and our lady in Florida that we use all the time, and just our preferred attorney network that we use to do deed planning and different things all the time.
Yeah, we got a request
really
this morning for an attorney in Asheville.
Did we?
Yes, to work on some veterans issues.
Oh.
So you'll be talking to someone or giving me some information to give them after
Oddly
here,
enough,
so.
veterans issues are not confined to areas, so we'll talk
That's
about
right.
that. Yeah, so we do veterans issues throughout the United States. So we don't refer those out, we keep those for ourselves. So you call them and set up a consult for us. All right?
Well, this is a unique case. You need to study this one.
We'll study it. Yes, ma'am. We'll do it. We'll study it. Hayden and I have to go study a case and talk about it. But we do veterans benefits. That's very true. And we do those nationwide. That's for veterans aid and attendance and veterans disability claims. So we'd love to speak to you about that.
You do disability claims other than veterans too.
Of course we do. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. We do.
We don't talk about that a lot. That might be the subject of the show sometime.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So thank you very much for watching. I wanted to mention something before we left. We had a fall charity drive for October and November. Okay?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And our fall charity drive for October and November went to sponsor or to contribute to sponsoring the Meals on Wheels program in Cleveland County. Meals on Wheels offers food to shut-ins okay, who are seniors who can't get out and have meals, things like that. I'm not sure who this guy
This
is.
is still the fire. They
Oh,
can
is
show
that
it
the
in
fires?
the background. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Must be
Man.
Dollywood.
Yeah, it must be.
Looks like the
Must be.
streets. I've never been up there. But
You know how much money we raised for the Meals on Wheels program over
I
November
do,
and
but I'm
October?
gonna let you
October?
tell it.
$2,400. Okay, and thank you clients for
Yes.
helping us raise $2,400 for the Meals on Wheels program for shut-ins. I cannot wait to give them a check. I'm extremely excited about it. That's what I'm really hot on right now.
And you're
Yes.
adding to that.
I am adding $600 of our firm money to that as well, and so we're going to make it an even $3,000 just because I like round numbers. So we'll make it an even $3,000. We'll give to the Meals on Wheels program in Cleveland County this year. And thank you so much for contributing
Yes.
to that effort, clients, and give us a call. We'll everybody out there, I can't wait going into December. It's been a great year, and just hope everybody has a great December. If you need anything, give us a call 704-259-7040 so we can help you avoid those fires in your life. All right. Thank you, Hayden. Let's talk about veterans cases. Okay.
Okay.
All right.